welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Sold Sign Real Estate Unplugged. We are your hosts and favorite realtors, Lauren
and Naya.
So welcome back, y'all. And it is Women's History Month. Yay. So you already know. And we have a story for y'all today. We're going to be talking about appraisers. But before we get into it, we have to, of course, just shout out the amazing women and especially those who have purchased a house without their partners. And we got some statistics for y'all today. So
yes. So we're really excited that women are leading in home ownership. And we're talking about single women who are purchasing by themselves without the help of a partner. And that's really important because like 60 years ago, women couldn't even get a mortgage, like do a mortgage application by themselves at all. So it's really nice that, you know, women can do that today.
We can do that now.
And so in 2023, solo women mortgage applicants made up 18% of the market. And so that's, you know, been slowly growing over the years, but exciting to see that women are, you know, shooting their shot and buying all by themselves, shooting their shot and buying homes.
Kudos to y'all. We're proud of y'all. And I'm proud of you too. She gonna try to be a little, you know, Naya just bought a house by herself last year in 2023. So, and it's a nice one, yo. It's nice. It's nice.
Thank you. Yeah, that was, I'm really, you know, proud that I was able to do that. And as I'm also thinking about it, the clients that I've worked with have all been single women buying their own homes, except for I have a married couple that purchased together. But outside of that, all of my clients have been single women purchasing homes. So, you know, happy to be a part of that number and happy to help if you are a woman out there in the DMV looking to purchase your home by yourself. You can totally do it. We are here to help you and rooting for you to do that. And in Maryland specifically, women are, I believe there are, let me pull up my stats.
Yes.
13.4% of homes in Maryland are owned by single women compared to 8.9% by single men. So in Maryland, the ladies are definitely doing it.
And we're going to keep doing it. Okay. So definitely hit us up if y'all are, you know, you thinking about it. Because I feel like some people are kind of like, no, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Y'all can do it.
And you can totally do it. And especially like for me, it's something that I like really, y'all, I've been trying for a little minute to get it. And so, you know, it was cool because I obviously purchased and I was my own realtor as well in the process. So that was cool to have that insight. But, you know, if you are desiring to build, you know, a portfolio of properties, having the opportunity, if you can, to purchase on your own before you partner with someone later, that's great because, you know, you can enter in whatever partnership, whether it's an investment partnership or a marriage later on, and you already have your own property to add to that portfolio and build your way along. So if you're able to, totally go for it. Like, don't talk yourself out of it. Don't be afraid. You can totally do it. So, let us reach out to us. We will gladly help you achieve that goal because you absolutely can do it on your own.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yes.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. And Lauren, y'all, if we want to be for real, Lauren really helped me out a lot because, you know, it's an exciting but nerve-wracking process. So thank God I had Lauren by my side to speak some sense into me.
We had each other
to push me along the way. So, but yes. So, are you ready to get into today's story?
Let's do it.
Okay.
I think y'all. Oof,
this one, yeah. This is a really. We always say this is a good one, but seriously, this one, we got a lot to talk about.
This gonna keep it real.
This is really gonna keep it real.
This is really, it's gonna keep it real, and we're gonna talk about some things that some other people may not be comfortable talking about, but we're about to bring it to light.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. So this one is called Leave Your Bias at the Door. And remember, these are stories that are submitted from realtors and other professionals in the industry. We're not going to share any names or locations, but we're happy to share the story with you. So let's jump in. Okay, so today's story is called Leave Your Bias at the Door.
An appraiser with whom this couple learned had a prejudiced mindset was assigned to evaluate a property owned by an African-American family. Despite the property's well-maintained condition and its alignment with comparable homes in the neighborhood, The appraiser allowed her racist bias to influence her appraisal. Consciously or unconsciously, it was clear the appraiser devalued the property simply because of the family's race. This unethical action resulted in the property being appraised for a significantly lower value than it deserved, affecting the family's ability to secure fair financing or market value upon a potential sale. Upon discovering the vast discrepancy between the appraiser and the property's actual value, the family, rightfully outraged, filed a complaint against the appraiser. The incident led to an investigation, and they faced severe consequences for their unethical behavior, including the revocation of their appraiser's license and legal repercussions. This story serves as a reminder of the importance of fair and unbiased practices in real estate, reinforcing the principles of equal treatment and non-discrimination in accordance with fair housing laws.
Okay, before we jump into all of the things, let's first talk about what an appraisal is. So, in appraisal, a home appraisal basically is a process through which a real estate appraiser will come to a home, a property, and determine the fair market value of that property. And so this is a part of your buying process that's really important. And it's also important for the lender to be able to say, okay, this home matches value. And so, yes, we can loan you this amount for the home.
Exactly. And if for whatever reason that gets messed up because an appraiser decides that based on what you look like, that can mess up your whole process of doing everything else. Because if you're trying to sell your house to buy another house and you have to sell it for less, and now you can't go and purchase another house because you thought your house was going to sell for this much, but here comes an appraiser telling you no, it's not. That has been a big thing in real estate since I think it's been going on for a while. And it's funny because I had a closing the other day, and the lender had showed up. I was working with the buyers. The lender showed up, and which is fine. Like, we love when lenders show up. And he mentioned that it was kind of like, he asked, like, is this still a thing? He was asking me, like, oh, it's appraisers, like, not appraising properties. Like, is that really still a thing? And I'm thinking, still, it hasn't stopped. It is 100% is still a thing. Do you have to get an appraiser? Yes. You kind of do.
Yes, you do.
I know that's going to be the next question.
You know, there are times where you can get an your appraisal waived. That generally comes with putting a lot down for the home. And it's not an easy thing. The lenders are not just handing out waivers for the appraisal.
Right.
So you generally are always getting your home appraised during that home buying process. But yeah, it's super unfortunate to have to even to think about the fact that if you're Black, there is a chance that your home will be deemed less valuable just because of your race. That's tough.
Yes. And it's only in the hands of that one appraiser?
Right.
So you trying to tell me that the value of my house is in the hands of this one appraiser? You don't know who this appraiser is. You don't know what kind of, interactions they have with people that don't look like them, because most appraisers in the DMV are white. Yeah. So it's not like, it's just very unfortunate. And if you have a listing, so I'll tell you guys really quick, like, if you have a listing, like the realtor, you're listing a house, and let's say you have your sellers are Black clients. You, as the listing agent, usually are the one meeting the appraiser. So when the appraiser is going to go out to the house and you're going to meet them, because you're going to kind of give them the comparable homes in the area, you're really there to state your case as to why the house is going to appraise for what the purchase price is. And when you meet that appraiser, sometimes, most of the time, I'm not going to lie, I don't like meeting the appraiser. And the reason being is because I want to make sure my seller always gets a fair chance. And if, let's say the house is completely maybe vacant, or they don't have any pictures or anything on the wall, and if I show up, that appraiser is automatically going to think that the clients that I'm representing look like me. Even if they don't. Even if they don't. They're going to think that way. And if they do think that way, and if they're prejudiced or they have some type of, thing against people of color, they're going to look at me and they're going to immediately drop that value of the house. And I feel like that's not fair. A lot of realtors can show up to an appraiser and they're perfectly fine. There's no issue. But some of them also don't look like us.
Yeah.
And it sucks that we really have to think about that. We can't just go out and do our job and say, hey guys, we're going to meet the appraiser as everyone else does. We're going to do our job, meet them, give them all, the information. But we can't do that in certain counties. We just can't, because they are going to look at us and say, and our seller may even be white.
Right.
We work with a lot of clients that are not of color. So, and if you're working in with a client and they don't have any pictures on the wall, they don't have anything that says whether or not they are, what race they are, and I show up as a black woman, that appraiser may look at me and say,
yeah.
Nah, we're not even going to do
a few things off.
Right. We're going to say, nah, automatically I feel like it's dropping their value down by $5,000-$10,000 just because I showed up.
Yeah.
And that's that should not be happening. I honestly feel like that should not be happening. And if you're wondering, like, okay, as a client, what should I be doing? Like, as a seller, what should I be doing? When I walk into a listing, you let me know when you walk into a listing, like what you do. Do you want to kind of say what you do first?
Like walk into a listing that I am my listing?
Yeah, like your listing. Like if a seller comes to you and says, "Hey Naya, I want to go ahead and sell my what should I do?"
I'm not gonna lie. I completely always, especially like if they're still living in the home, family photos, like memorabilia, anything that is kind of identifying in any kind of way to your race, your likeness, certain things, they have to go.
Yep.
Like out of the house or tuck away where, packed away in the back. Unfortunately, but that is a thing that I have to think about. I have to think about for my clients. Like, because I want them to have, right, like you said, the fair chance. Yep. I want them to be viewed blank slate with the real and fair value of their home without somebody having any preconceived conceptions about anything.
Yep. Just as soon as they walk in.
Just as soon as they walk in. So photos gotta go.
Yep.
Memorabilia, anything identifying. We just need a blank slate.
I agree. 100%. I tell clients the same exact thing. And again, y'all, we work together. We're on the same team. Yeah. Like we will tell you, take all the, and here's the thing too. Sellers, y'all are going to have to pack that stuff away anyway. Yeah. Right. To get things out. And I'm sorry. We are sorry that we have to tell you that. And most of our clients of color understand. They're like, we totally get it. But we will tell you when we walk in, hey, we know you're an alpha. We know you're AKA or Delta. Sorry, but you're going to have to take that stuff off the wall. Like you said, any of the family photos, it just sucks. I know that you got to throw your stuff in a box just because someone else is like, they're going to have to give their opinion and you don't know who is going to show up. If you're wondering if we get our choice of appraisers, we don't.
Nope.
We have no idea.
We don't know till they call us.
Exactly. Have no idea. If you're wondering, where does the appraiser come in? Like at what time during the buying process does an appraisal happen? It happens once you're under contract. And then your lender, if you are a buyer, your lender, they are the ones who orders the appraisal. So as a listing agent, now Naya and I both work with sellers and buyers, but if we are on the listing side, we will just get a call, like Naya said, from the appraiser and say, hey, I've been assigned to appraise the house you have listed. I'm going to go ahead and go out. And it's like, okay, so we do not have any control over that whatsoever. Even working with the buyers and we know the lender, we don't have, we don't know who's going out there. So we are kind of just like hoping and praying that
it comes back clear.
That's the most stressful thing.
You want it to meet value at minimum. You want it to be the value of, the agreed upon sales price. So you don't run into any issues because, again, for the buyer, it has to meet that price for them to be able to get the loan from the lender. And then for the seller, you want to be able to make that profit on your home that you're selling to go on to your next venture after that. So, we want it to work out and be fair for everybody. There are extra steps and strategies and things we have to think about to make sure that everybody sees it as a like clean slate with nothing that's going to lean someone a certain way or diminish the true value of the home.
Right.
So, and like the putting away items and stuff, like this is not even really just for the appraisal, but like getting the home ready for the market, period, for even people just viewing the home to purchase it. Like,
I didn't even think about
just
that.
Take it out from the beginning.
Yeah, and then like buyers, what if, I didn't even think about that, like some buyers coming through the house, what if they're the same way? What if they don't want to, I don't even want to think about that.
I just don't want anybody to have any preconceived notions, any prejudices or biases at all. So like, rid it immediately.
Get rid of it. Get rid of it all. Okay.
As a part of the listing prep.
Yeah. And I think I don't want to say it's fair,
right?
But I do think it is necessary. I hate that it's necessary still in 2024. Okay. Honestly, it should not be a necessity that we got to go through and change out. That should not be a thing. But I have a personal story about this. So my parents live in Jersey. We're from Jersey. Yeah. Y'all didn't know, both of us. And it's funny because we met out here, right, which is crazy. We're from the same part of Jersey, and we met out here. So my parents are still out, or both of our families are still out in Jersey. My mom and dad did a lot of work to their house. It's my family home. So when we all left, all my siblings, they did some work. Obviously, they waited. They slick. They waited until we left to go and do all that work. They said, we do not want our kids to mess this up. Anyway, so they went, did all the upgrades, and then they brought out an appraiser, and they wanted to see kind of where the house was. First appraiser comes out. When I say they didn't do half of what they were supposed to do. Now, I know what they're supposed to do. As a realtor, we know what they are supposed to do. Some people who are not in the business, they may not know. They don't understand. My parents, they know. I'm their child. They knew what to expect, and they knew something was wrong. I mean, he didn't go to the backyard where they had did an extensive amount of work back there. He didn't go like basement. He didn't do any of that, which was kind of weird. So he appraised their house $50,000 less than, in my mind, what I thought their house should have been appraised for based on the comps in the area. I kind of did, we did our research. So about a week later, we talked about it, and they were like, we're going to get a second opinion. A week later, they brought out another appraiser, and they also brought over our neighbor, who happened to be a white man, brought him over to kind of stand in place. But my mom was still there in the house, and a new appraiser came. A lady came. She walked every inch of the house, front, back, up, down, and it was $55,000 more than what the first appraiser actually appraised it for, which made absolutely no sense. It was as if he walked in and was like, okay, I see y'all.
He just immediately like made a decision.
100, yes. 100
that he didn't need to see nothing further.
And we're from South Jersey. We're trying to figure out like what part of Jersey. We're from South Jersey, and it's a predominantly white area. Like predominantly, like it's probably 85% white, and then you have 15% black. But it was very clear that what he was doing, and that had to be in 2022. So that happened, and we're still talking about that to this day, and it's still happening now in 2024.
Yep.
I'm not understanding. I don't know which direction we go in. Like, do we just need more black appraisers?
We definitely do.
I feel like we do.
We definitely do. And that's like, I feel like that, in every field, like more black doctors, more black dentists, more black realtors, appraisers, inspectors, general contractor, like everything, like everywhere we just do, like to make it a fair playing field, to have people who are not going, it sucks that you gotta but like just to have people who are going to see you and not judge you, see you and not diminish your value or the things that you worked hard for, the value of the things that you worked hard for.
And then one person comes and tell you,
it's in the hands of one person.
I'm curious, what if it was switched? What if the roles were switched? What if there was a black appraiser walked into a house that had a white couple owner, and they were like, no, we're going to go ahead and... I see y'all white, we're gonna go ahead and bring this down. Like, how
That wouldn't fly.
that would not fly. I'm curious on how that would happen. Like, what would happen in
There
that
would probably
scenario?
be like, I don't know, some other standards and things in place to like make sure that
that didn't happen.
that appraisers weren't doing that.
That's That is interesting because we don't have a lot of black appraisers, so I'm wondering
Yeah.
if that happens. I don't
Have
see
you
us doing
well
that.
because we don't always see them, talk to them on the phone, but yeah, I don't know like personally a black appraiser.
No, I don't either. We're gonna need
That's
to
something
find
to,
some.
yeah, I was gonna say that's something to just
We're gonna definitely
to
need
even
to find some, and then even if we do find them, like, can we request them? I don't even think at this
Yeah,
point we
not
can
really.
request and say, hey, we want this appraiser to be the one that goes out. Unless y'all know something we don't, let us know. Because we've been doing this 5 years. And again, we have a lot of listings. We sell a lot of houses and we see different appraisers. And
Yeah.
I sometimes, most of the time, do not like showing up. Unless you're in a county, like a predominantly black county, I'm not gonna lie. Like if I'm in Prince George's
Yeah.
County, I'll meet the appraiser. But if I'm in certain other counties that I won't
Yeah.
mention, I probably won't go.
Yeah.
No, because I don't know what you're going to think of me, and I feel like that's not fair that you're not going to give my clients a fair shot because
Yeah.
of what I look like. So I don't know. It's just a interesting concept that has been a big thing for a very long time, and I'm hoping that it's going to start changing because we're gonna keep it real the entire time. We ain't never gonna.
Right.
Whew. Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess like as a takeaway, if you are a seller getting your home appraised, work with your agent to make sure everything that you can that would kind of unfortunately maybe sway somebody or give an identifier to who you are. Remove those things. The good thing is that, yes, if you have an appraisal that you're not happy with, you can get another one or, kind of, I guess, contest it. So, you have an opportunity to kind of do a corrective measure if it's not done right the first time. So, be encouraged by that as well.
Yeah. And like you said, like make sure your realtor has your back. They're the ones who listed the house. They know how much y'all have been speaking. Y'all know how much the house is worth, the market. So if it does come back way low and that's not right, make sure your realtor has your back because they should at all times. Really quick, what happens if the appraisal comes in lower?
Yes. So if your appraisal comes in lower, than like what the purchase price agreed upon was, then you're in a situation where you have, I guess, a few options or a few things to figure out. So if it comes in lower, the lender, if you're buying a home, your lender is only going to approve the loan to the amount that the home value is at. So if the home value comes in lower, they're only going to go to that amount and they're not going to give you more to meet the agreed sales price. So you either have to come up with that gap on your own in cash, or you can negotiate with the seller to say like, here is what the appraisal said the value is at. So you guys can then negotiate and agree to bring the sales price to where the value is met at. Or you can, if you can't agree, then you can also walk away from the contract.
Yep.
So, kind of 3 options there.
Yeah, got some really good, and those are great options. So, I mean, you don't want your appraisal to come in lower, but you do have some options to get out of it, like you said, or hopefully the seller will kind of meet you halfway. Or you get a second opinion.
Or a second opinion. So like that's the 4th option.
Yeah. Or get a second opinion, especially
if you're the seller, maybe you want a second opinion. So in the end, like, we want everybody to win. We want both sides, both parties to win. So like, something can be worked out. Everybody just be truthful, be fair, and yeah.
Yeah, and if you feel like you are one of those appraisers, stop being an appraiser. Like, this is obviously just not the job for you. It's just not fair. You're making it very hard for us to do our jobs and for sellers and buyers to get a fair shake. So just pick something else. You won't hurt our feelings. All right, guys.
Oh goodness, that was a lot. We hope y'all learned a lot. And yeah, thank you for tuning in with us again. Thank you to all of our new followers and subscribers as well. Keep sharing, liking, and commenting. We are loving the feedback that you all are giving us. Be sure that you stay tuned with us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube, of course. And so follow, like, comment, share, and if you have a tale to tell, a story to share, we would love to hear from you. So feel free to go on to our website and submit a story, and we'd be happy to share and kind of give our feedback on that.
Yes, yeah. So if you have it, just let us know.
See you next week.
Bye.